Yo, what is up? It's Yo-kaifannyan here, and today we'll be looking at every single Yokai Watch Chras Special. Well, with that, let's just get into it. We see Nate walking around the town just enjoying the holiday season, and then Whisper comes out of nowhere, basically trying to show Nate that he really loves Christmas. But of course, even around the holiday season, yokai are still up doing their normal things, inspiriting people to do weird, unusual things. So the first main segment of this episode begins, and basically Koma-san and Komajiro have been appointed by the yokai committee to help Santa Claus deliver all the presents around their town. But of course, Koma-san doesn't really know who Santa is. Basically, Komajiro explains that Santa Claus basically goes around the entire earth delivering presents to every good boy and girl around this town, and that they need to bring their presents they got from that magic sack to everyone in Springdale. So Koma-san and Komajiro decide to do that, but Koma-san doesn't really know a thing or two on how to deliver these presents. And after a few honestly hilarious tries, they eventually go around delivering at least a few of the presents they were meant to deliver. So after a while of delivering presents, Koma-san gets pretty tired, and then Komajiro decides to come back, but via taxi, and well, Koma-san's not really too happy about that. He's saying how Komajiro cheated his way to get to the top, until Komajiro reveals that the last present was actually for him, and what that is, it's a man purse so that he could store some extra things since his bag is getting a bit too full already. Next part of the episode is called Yokai Osei Trick. So Nate's curious what they're gonna have for Christmas feast, and then for some reason it turns to a quiz show, and Nate has to guess out of 3 options, what will his Christmas dinner be? Thankfully, Nate gets the answer right, but he's also kind of confused on why his mom decided to turn it into a game show anyway. And then the yokai Osei Trick appears, basically doing another game show, but Whisper gets the answer wrong. It immediately gets put into his magical Christmas sack. Then another quiz happens, and they have to guess which bag Whisper is in, but Jabon gets that wrong, and also gets put in a magical Christmas sack. Now he has to choose one random sack out of 3, and the one he chooses is actually a choice to get Whisper and Jabon back. So he gets his yokai medal, and Whisper and Jabon are not pleasantly happy to see him. But who cares, time for presents. And one by one, he gets stuff that he wanted, but his last gift, well, not as impressive, but who cares, it's the holidays. Since we're covering every single Chras Special, might as well include the 4th part of the second movie, since it is Christmas related. So we see Haley, who's really excited since Christmas is about to come up, and well, Usapion doesn't really have that much great news since he's been chosen to basically be Santa's assistant this year, but the only problem is that he actually hates Santa. And while Santa left presents for the other rabbits, for some reason, he didn't get any, all because he was, very different than the others. So Usapion has the idea of basically making Haley his assistant for a while, delivering every single present. And after getting on the magical Christmas sleigh, they're off to deliver all these presents for Santa. And well, things go as well as you expect, and that is terribly. So off to the final house they go, and well, what this kid really wants for Christmas is mom to finally leave the hospital, since he's worried about, losing her. So after that whole situation, Santa comes in, pretty much praising Usapion for helping out, making this kid's wish come true. And well, that actually ends off one of my first favorite Christmas specials of all time. So the next episode is Christmas Blackout. So basically the entire town, for some reason, goes into a blackout. And while during that situation, Whisper decides to become this weird, slender creature for this reason. So they rush over to the electricity thing, and basically these yokai are on strike. And the only way they'll go back to work if they get the yokai T energy sun. So they try to summon him, but then they realize that there's an update for the Yokai Watch coming out soon. One semi-strange aspect about this episode is that Haley's breeding something that's conveniently similar to what's happening with Nate right now. So the new Yokai Watch update commences, and finally, they're able to summon the legendary yokai, the Energy Sun, and then after that, the entire town's lights finally turn back on. Next episode, Jabon and the 5 presents. So we see Whisper, who's actually pretty excited since Christmas is about to come up. Meanwhile, Nate is getting ready since he's wondering what kind of Christmas present he's gonna get this year. But then Jabon realizes that he's at a chocolate bar, so he decides to go out to his favorite candy shop so he can get some more chocolate bars. Then he meets a random boy who's indecisive of what he should get for his parents. This gives him the idea that he should buy presents for pretty much everyone he knows. But then he realizes that picking out gifts is very difficult, so he decides to start with the basics and get cat ears for his favorite female celebrity. Next up, it's Nate's gift. And basically he has to go win this prize at a gotcha thing. And thankfully, he does. And of course, he can't forget about Whisper, which he basically gets him a cleaning set so he can clean his yokai pad. So and why not, Jabon decides to get a present for Haida as well. But there's one last gift he has to give to someone, and that is his previous owner, Amy. So after Jabon gives Amy her present, we quickly flash back to how Jabon and Amy used to celebrate Christmas back when Jabon was still alive. We end off the episode where Amy immediately feels some kind of aura that her old cat is still out there somewhere. Next up, it's the Chras Special of the Yokai Watch Buster's Treasure Arc. In this segment, we see Indiana Jaws and the others basically go for this Christmas-themed ruin. So the first thing they have to go through is basically this magical track, which they end up have to go through so they can grab the treasure, which is revealed to be just a regular blanket. But for some reason, Lazarus decides to steal it for apparently no apparent reason until what we see later in the episode, which is revealed to be Nyasis II's Christmas present. Our next episode is actually from Yokai Watch Shadowside, and that is the episode Shadowside Christmas. So we see Bro, who's trying to set up this surprise party since it's about to be the Yokai Detective Team's first anniversary. But when he tries to call everyone, apparently everyone's too busy to go, which actually makes him realize that it kind of be a good thing since a girl he has a crush on is part of the team. And since pretty much everyone else will be gone, he has a chance for both of them to be alone. But it turns out that she's celebrating Christmas in Hawaii. This makes him realize that he has to spend another Christmas with his grandma. But even during the holidays, the dark side doesn't really take a break at all. So here's about a story where a Christmas tree was decorated with human-faced decorations, which later on kidnapped this boy's, brother. So off he goes, looking for this strange creature around town. And at first, he doesn't really sense anything, until they hear a familiar song, which turns out to be the same song they described while they talk about the story of the Christmas tree. But while trying to save one young girl, he actually got trapped by the yokai and turned to an ornament himself. But later on he gets unstuck and basically needs to figure out how to defeat this guy but without harming any of the children. So he pretty much tries everything he got to defeat this thing. But thankfully the other yokai started to come in, and even Jabon comes out of nowhere and starts to battle this thing. So the other yokai basically tells them that he's in trouble, so they decide to use the powers real quick so that they can defeat this thing, turning it back into its light side form. Basically how back when it used to be a regular tree, there would be this girl who would pretty much come to him every single day until she had to move away someday. And he kept waiting for a while, which turned him to a yokai. So he kept trying to look for this girl, only for him to come this shadow side thing. And to this day, he's still waiting for this girl to come back. After one successful mission tracking her, this girl and this yokai are finally reunited for the Christmas season. Next up is the episode Jabon and Santa. And in this episode, Jabon gets a letter from Santa basically saying how he's going to be this year's assistant for him. But of course, he doesn't want to do it at first. So he decided to go to the Santa Academy, teaching Jabon on how to be like Santa Claus. And his first lesson is how to go into people's homes without people noticing. And now it's time for him to go deliver presents. But when Jabon realizes how many people he has to deliver to, he feels like giving up. So Nate comes up with the idea of summoning pretty much every yokai he knows so he can help deliver and make all the presents. After delivering all the presents, Santa decides to give Jabon one special wish ticket, and basically whatever wish he wants will come true. He uses that one wish to make sure that AB always has memories of him, no matter what. Our final episode is actually from Yokai Watch Note, and that is the episode, The Mystery of the Gift That Disappeared with Chras. Throughout the episode, Nate starts to notice that things start to grow out of nowhere, and conveniently around the same time, Chras revealed to be Santa Claus's assistant this year, and Chras tells him that while he was sleeping, someone stole all the presents for all the children. So now it's up to all four of them to look to see who stole all the presents. So they decided to call random yokai to see if they know who did it, until it's revealed that Chras, while he was sleeping, accidentally swallowed all the presents. So now their other goal is to get all the presents out of him. So after they do that, now Nate calls more yokai so to see if they can help him to help deliver all the presents. And by the end of the episode, all the presents are finally delivered. Personally, I love all these episodes. For that quick feeling of Christmas cheer, these really bring that. So yeah, basically that was all the Yokai Watch Chras Specials. But with that, wishing you a happy holidays and a Merry Christmas. This is Yo-kaifannyan signing off, saying I'll see you guys next time.